think that's a bunch of investors, and they were smiling earlier, all of us investors were, but something happened at the end, and it involved, I'll give you a hint, Greece. But we'll get to that in a second. Rob Williams, Newsmax Deputy Financial Editor, will join us. But first, it's the closing numbers. The Dow finishing up 7 points or so to close at 17,673. It was up more than 100 points earlier today. The NASDAQ down, as you could see, slightly over 11, and the S&P down by 8 points. And so, Rob, you know, we were sailing along, singing our song, and then all of a sudden something happened with Greece and the Europeans, and what happened?
Well, yeah, that's right. The market was doing great. It was shaking off everything that was being thrown at it, like oil, for one. Oil was down 9% today.
Because the supply number came in and we're oversupplied, right?
Well, that's right. Our oil supplies are at 80-year highs.
That's why that's why our wonderful makeup person comes in and keeps dabbing the oil off my face.
Right.
My supply is up too.
Right. I think it's before maybe even my grandmother was born. Actually.
Anyway, all right. So notwithstanding the oil news, the market was doing well.
Well, right.
So
okay.
what happened with Greece?
Well, the European Central Bank came out with this announcement that they wouldn't accept Greek government debt as collateral for the money that it gives to banks. If you run a Greek bank and you need cash euros to fund your operations, you have to give collateral to the ECB. And a lot of these banks have been giving government debt, but the ECB said, no, we're not going to accept that yet. We'll figure out another way to give you funding.
So that's not good. All right,
no.
Is that going to have long-lasting effects, or is this a one-shot deal, you think?
Well, it's worrisome because they're now negotiating with Greece to figure out what to do. I mean, Greece is under a crushing debt load. They're almost in a debt trap with no hope of ever being able to pay back what they owe to Europe. And so they're trying to figure that out, and this puts a lot of pressure on Greece, and who knows what could happen. It could, yeah.
Well, no, and now in 2 days we have the jobs numbers from the labor board, but we get the ADP numbers that came out today. They project 213,000 jobs in January, a lower number than expected, but in some weird, only in the market way, would a number like that be good because it's not 280 or 290, so the Fed could say, everything's great. So are they hoping for something like 213?
Well, yeah, I think if that's the whole good news is bad news or bad news is good news attitude, that if the jobs number is really bad, that the Fed really has no choice except to hold off on raising rates. So far, they haven't given any indication that they're ready to deviate from that plan, although it isn't formally announced. It's really just speculation at this point.
Now, Disney hit an all-time high, 102, and they reported after the bell yesterday and was up 7%, and they're talking about the movie Frozen is basically responsible for this. And the theme parks did very well.
Well, the theme parks did well. The measles outbreak hasn't shown up in the results yet.
And Bob Iger said the reservations for this winter are still, they're booked solid.
Right. And so, Frozen, a huge monster hit for Disney, continues to just, sell merchandise to millions and millions of people worldwide.
And Apple hit an all-time high. It hit at 120. Briefly, I don't know how it closed, probably not too far down from there, but it did close a little down from there. So, you got Ralph Lauren, biggest one-day drop in history, down 18%.
Right. Yeah, huge loss for Ralph Lauren, and they reported earnings and lowered their outlook. And they're saying that the stronger dollar is hurting them because they get a lot of sales from tourists who come to this country to shop.
I had a date with Ralph Lauren's niece once, like 25, 30 years ago. One or two dates, I don't remember. But I'm not going to say her name because I don't want to get anybody in trouble. That has nothing to do with the topic here. If you want to take control of your financial future, folks, check out moneynews.com. We are live 24/7. Thank you, Rob Williams. See you tomorrow. Give Me 5 is next. Don't go away.